we'll look at paper 2. This is Uva Province, paper 2, 2018 year-end evaluation. So this paper 3 hours, so you get 2 parts, part A and part B. So part A consists of 6 questions, but you have to do only 5. So you can select 5 questions out of 6. And part B also, you get 6 questions, you have to select 5 questions. Now, when you take the time, so 3 hours means part A, you need to finish within 1.5 hours, and part B, 1.5 hours. So how many minutes we can spend for one question? Divide and see. You can spend 18 minutes for one question. 18 times 5, 90 minutes for part A, 90 minutes for part B. And marks, when you take the marks, each question worth 10 marks. So here 50 and part B 50, you get 100 marks. So then overall you take the average to get the final mark. So you get altogether 200 marks, divide by 2 and you get the final mark. So we'll see how we can do paper 2. First question. An incomplete table value satisfied to draw the graph of the function y equals 3 minus x plus 2 squared is given below. Find the value of y when x equals minus 4. So you have to fill in the blanks. And then you have to draw the graph and answer the questions using the graph. So we'll do part by part. Here in paper 2, you are not getting space to write down the answer. All answers in line papers. First one, an incomplete table value satisfying to draw the graph of the function y equals 3 minus x plus 2 squared is given below. Find the value of y when x equals minus 4. Just substitution. You take the equation and substitute x equals minus 4. So we'll substitute minus 4 there. First simplify inside. Minus 4 plus 2, minus 2. So minus 2 whole thing squared equals 3 minus 4. That's equal to minus 1. So the value for x equals minus 4 is minus 1. So you get 1 mark for that. So you get only 1 mark for that. Finding the value. Then taking 10 small divisions to represent one unit along x-axis and y-axis as a scale. Draw the graph of the function. So here you have to decide the y-axis and x-axis. Minus 5 to 1. Y values minus 6 to up to plus 3. 3 is the maximum value. So we can divide this now more towards here negative side. So if you take minus 5 here, 10 squares, 1 unit. So minus 5, minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0. So this is the 0 line. So first we'll draw the y-axis. It's easy to identify afterwards. So we'll draw the y-axis and x-axis we can mark first. We'll mark the y values starting from 3. So we'll mark 3 here. 3, 2, 1, 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5 and minus 6. So this is y-axis. Now we can draw the x-axis. So now 10 squares 1 unit, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4 and minus 5. And other side you need only up to 1. So this is x-axis. Now this is 0, and if you take 10 squares 1 unit, what is small square means? So this way you can mark it here. This way 1 divided by 10. 1 small square is 0.1, and this way also 1 square means 0.1. 1 divided by 10. And now we can mark the points. Minus 5, minus 6, this point. Minus 4, minus 1. Minus 3, 2. Minus 2, 3. Minus 1, 2. Minus 1, 2. We marked it 0, minus 1. And 1, minus 6. So that's the points. Now we have to connect smoothly. So you can use the ruler only up to this end. If you think that you can't draw it properly, you can just take the ruler only up to here. Up to here you can use the ruler. But after that you need to connect this smoothly. So draw smoothly. So you have to draw up to here and then up to this point. So this is the curve y equals 3 minus x plus 2 whole thing squared. So how you get marks? This is how you get marks for the graph. Scale and the labeling x and y, 1 mark. Marking the points, 1 mark. And then smooth curve, 1 mark. So 3 marks for the graph. So you get 3 plus 1, 4 here. Now we'll answer the questions. What's the next question? According to the graph, write the equation of the axis of symmetry. Axis of symmetry passes through the vertex point. So axis of symmetry is this. So you can show the axis of symmetry is this line. So what's the equation? Passes through the x equals minus 2 point. That's x value. So write the equation of the axis of symmetry, x equals minus 2. So you get 1 mark for that. So you get 1 mark for this. Now we'll see the second part. Now we'll look at the next one. Write the range of the values of x for which the function is greater than plus 2. So y greater than plus 2. So where's y equals to this line? So I can just draw a broken line and see. You don't have to draw that. So this is y equals 2 line. So 2 is not included, greater than. So that means we need this part. So this part means what's the x value? Range of x value. So here this is minus 3 here, minus 1 here. So you need this part lies in between minus 3 and minus 1. So you can write x is in between minus 3 and minus 1. Here make sure that 2 is not included, means minus 3 and minus 1 also not included. So you can write this. Find the roots of the equation x squared plus 4x plus 1 equals 0, and using the greater root, find root 3 correct to the first decimal place. Now we'll see What is this graph? X squared plus 4x plus 1 equals 0. So earlier one you get a square term. So we'll try to find out the square term here using completing square method. So how you find out the square term? You take the middle term, divide by 2 and square it. 4 divided by 2, 2 squared is 4. So you are adding 4 and subtracting 4 because this is in the same side. First 3 terms you can write as the square term, square root of this and square root of this comes. So x plus 2 squared, 1 minus 4 becomes minus 3. What's the graph we drew before? Y equals, this graph is y equals 3 minus x plus 2 squared. So other way around. So we can take all terms to this side. 3 minus x plus 2 squared is same thing, 0. So 0 means this y value. So in the graph, what you have to do? What are the roots you get for y equals 0? So that means you have to read the values along the x-axis. So those are the roots. So what are these 2 points? Now here you get 7 squares from here. So each square is 0.1. So 0.7 minus 3.7. So one solution is minus 3.7. And what's the other solution here? From here, from 0, just 3 squares here, minus 0.3. So those are the 2 solutions when this is 0. Then what you do? It says using the greater root, the highest value. So what's the highest value from this? Greater root means x equals minus 0.3. Using that, we'll try to find out the answer. So I can write down, if x equals minus 0.3, what's the solution of this graph? So we'll take that. So you get 3 minus x plus 2 squared is 0. That's the graph. So take this one to this side. You get x plus 2 squared is equal to 3. Take square root both sides. So you get root 3. Here, when you take the square root, you can get plus or minus. But they want the square root value for plus 3. That's why we are taking only the greater root. Plus root 3 is equal to x plus 2. So now substitute x. X is minus 0.3 plus 2. 2 minus 0.3 means you get 1.7. So what's the root 3 value? According to this one, that's 1.7, correct to first decimal place. So 1.7 is the answer. Now we'll try to give marks now. So we already gave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 marks here. 1 mark, 2, 3, 4, 5. So another 5 marks here. So 5 marks here. How we give marks? Making the square term and identify this, we can give 2 marks. And reading the roots, 1 mark. And substituting this one and finding this solution, you get 2 marks. So 2, 2, 1, you get other 5 marks. Question number 2. The number of patients who suffered from a viral fever admitted to a certain hospital during 30 days was represented in the following frequency table. What is the class interval representing the number of patients admitted in the maximum number of days? Find the least number. So you have to answer the questions using the table given. So this is a statistics question. So we'll see how we can do that. So you have given the table. What is the class interval representing the number of patients admitted in the maximum number of days? So maximum, where's maximum? Here. So what's the interval? 37 to 45. That's the interval there. So you get only 1 mark there. Find the least number of patients that can be expected to be admitted within a day during this month. Least number. According to the numbering, what's the least number? So starting from 1. So 1 is the least number. So you get 2 marks here. 1 for this and 1 for this. Now the next part, find the mean number of patients admitted to the hospital during a day to the nearest whole number. So finding the mean. So what are the values there? So you have to write down the values. Number of patients, then we have to calculate the mid value, that's the x value, and table gives the frequency. And then if you are using the deviation method, you can write deviation and f into d. Then you can calculate the actual mean later. So what are the intervals given? Starting from 1 to 9. Adding 8. 1 to 9. 10 to 18. Add 8. 27. Add 8. 36. 45 here. 46 to add 8. 54. 55 to add 8. 63. So then we can find out the total. Frequencies 145, 145. What are the other numbers? 6842. 6842. Total is 30. 30 days. Now, mid value, how you find mid value? Add and divide by 2. So, these are class limits. Here, there's a gap in between. So, class limits or class boundaries, you can add and divide by 2 to get the middle value, mid value. So, 10 divided by 2, 5. Here, 28. 28 divided by 2, 14. Here, what you get? 16, and here 46 divided by 2, 23. This one 4. 64 divided by 2, 32. This one 7 plus 5, 12, and here 8. 82, 41. Then next one 0, 100, that's 50. Then this one, so we can just see it by adding 4, no? 8 is there, so adding 4 to that. So 55 plus 4, 59. Adding 4 to the first lower limit. Now we have to select the assumed mean. So normally we can take the highest value. Look at the frequency column 1, which has the highest frequency, 8. So we take this value as the lower limit. Now check it again. 1, 4, 5, 6. 1, 4, 5, 6, 8, 4, 2. Yeah, so we can take this one as the assumed mean, 41. I'll take assumed mean is 41. This one. And take the difference. So we can subtract the assumed mean. So x minus, I can take d as x minus 41. Subtract 41, you get 0. 32 and 41, when you subtract, you get, what's the value? 30. So 9, only 9, minus 9. So I'll write minus values here, minus 9. Here 23 and 41, what's the difference? 8, so minus 18. When you add it, you get 41. Then 41 and 14, what's the difference? 41 and 14, 27. Here you get then 5 and this one, 41 and 5, what's the difference? 36, minus 36. Now take the positive side. So this is 50 minus 41, you get plus 9. And here you get plus 18. Now we'll multiply f with d. 1 into minus 36 minus 36. 4 with this, you get minus 108. 5 times 18, minus 90. 6 times 9, 54. That's minus. Then 0 times this is 0. Now I'll add this one here. Positive numbers. 9 times 4, 36. 18 times 2, 36. So you get 2 positive numbers. So what you get here? 72. And what's the negative numbers? 10, 18, 1 remaining, and 10, 15, 18, 1 remaining. So 288 minus value. So what's the value here? 288 and 72. You get 216. That's minus value. So that's FD. Now how we find out the mean value? Actual mean. Actual mean is equal to 41 assumed mean. That's A. If it's A is assumed mean, A plus, so here sigma FD over sigma F. A plus sigma FD over sigma F. So you can substitute to the formula. 41. Sigma FD is minus 216 divide by sigma F. That's 30. Now do the calculations. 41 minus. Divide this by 30. 30 times 7. So here I'll divide here. 216 divided by 30. So 7, that's 210. So 6 remaining. For 60, that's 2. 30 times 2, 60. So 7.2. So now subtract 41 and this 7.2. When you subtract, you get 8 here, and here 3 and 7, 3. 33.8. But they want the value to the nearest whole number. So what's the whole number? You get mean value as 34. So that's the mean value. This is mean number of patients admitted to the hospital during a day. So 34 patients. And according to this reveal, show that the number of patients that can be expected to come to admit is not exceeding 3,000 in the following 3 months. So this is 1 day. 3 months means you have to multiply by 30 to get 1 month and multiply by 3 again for 3 months. So what's the value? Expected number is 34 multiplied by 30. That's for a month. And multiplied by 3. That's for 3 months. We'll see the value. 90. 34 times 90. So that means put a 0 and multiply by 9. 9 times 4, 36. 3 remaining. 9 times 3, 27 plus 3, 30. 3,060. So according to this, show that the number of patients that can be expected to come to admit is not exceeding 3,000 in the following 3 months. This is exceeding because 3,060. So 3,060 greater than 3,000. So this is actually this is not exceeding, that's wrong. Exceeding following 3 months. So this is exceeding following 3 months. Because this is more than 3,000. This should be exceeding. So show that. Exceeding 3,000. So we'll see how we can get marks. Now we gave only 2 marks there. So 8 marks we have to divide into these 2 parts. So this one you get 3 marks. Writing down and then calculating. So 3 marks here and 5 marks for this table. So 5 marks how we get. So normally for calculating mid values, you get 1 mark. And then this deviation or whatever the value you are getting, and FD. You get 3 marks here. And calculations, you get 1 mark, and rounding 1 mark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 2, 10. So that's how you get marks. Question number 3. The perpendicular height of a triangle is 1 unit less than 3 times of its base length, and the length of the side of square is 2 units more than the base length of the above triangle. The area of the square and the triangle are the same. Show that length of the base is this and do the other parts. So we have to draw a sketch. A perpendicular height of a triangle is 1 unit less than 3 times of its base length. So we will first draw the triangle. If this is the triangle, this is the height. And this is the base. The perpendicular height of a triangle is 1 unit less than 3 times of its base length. If base length is b, what is height? 1 unit less than 3 times of base length and less than 1. 3b minus 1. Then the length of a side of a square, if it's a square, it's 2 units more than the base length of the above triangle. So that means b plus 2. This is a square. So you have to identify the two lengths. So you get 2 marks there to identify this and this. Now we can do the calculations. The area of the square and the triangle are the same. So what's the area of the triangle? So you can say area of the triangle is half base into height. Height is 3b minus 1. And what's the area of the square? b plus 2 into b plus 2. b plus 2 square. So you get 1 mark for equating these two. So area, and also 1 mark to identify the area of the triangle, 1 mark for the area of the square. So 3 marks altogether there. Now we'll simplify and find out b value. Base length is x here. So I put b. So you can write with x. So first what we can do, I can cross multiply and multiply this by 2. So this one, expand brackets, 3b squared, b times minus 1 minus b, and 2 times, expand this bracket, first term squared plus double of the 2 terms, that's 4b, and 2 squared is 4. You get 3b squared minus b. Then expand brackets, 2b squared plus 8b plus 8. Then when you subtract, you get 3b squared minus 2b squared, that's b squared. 8b, when you take it to this side, that's 9b. Minus b is there. Then take 8, that's minus 8 equals 0. So we can use the quadratic formula. Can you see? This is not a whole number. So that means you are using the quadratic formula. So what are the solutions for b? Minus b, that's minus 9. Plus or minus b squared, that's minus 9 squared minus 4. A is 1 and c equals minus 8 over 2a. Simplify, minus minus plus, plus 9, plus or minus 81, 9 times 9, 81, this becomes plus, 8 times 4, 32. 2. What's the answer? 81 plus 32, you get 113. So 9 plus or minus 113 over 2. Now, you get 2 solutions for base, plus value as well as negative value. So when you take the negative value, what happens? Square root 113. Square root of 100 is 10. So 113 means more than 9. So you get a negative answer there. So you cannot get a negative answer for a base value. So you are only taking the positive answer. So that's why this is positive value. So b is 9 plus root 113 over 2. So you can write b cannot be a negative value. that's B according to this one. That's X. So here I'll change it to X. Here I'll write base length. X or any letter you can use. Then the next part, if square root of 113 is 10.6, find the length of a side of the square correct to the first decimal place. So you need to substitute to B plus 2. So we'll do that now. Root 113 is 10.6. So length of one side B plus 2. So what's B? We can find the B value. 9 plus root 113, you can take 10.6, divide by 2 and then add 2 to that. So we'll add it first. 9 plus 10.6 is 19.6, divide by 2 and add 2. So you get 9.8 plus 2, 11.8 that's one decimal place. So it says square correct to the first decimal place. So the units are not given. Units are not given. So 2 units. So you can say the base length is, this is units. This is units, and this is one side, that's also units. 11.8 units. So that's the length of a square. Now how can we get marks? So we already gave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one, here simplifying and get the equation. Six. And quadratic formula 7. And then identifying the positive value, you are getting 1 mark. 8. And length, substituting this one 1 mark and adding 2 and get the answer 1 mark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's how you get the marks for this question. Question number 4. Mr. Atula was owned 4,000 shares of Sithum and Company, which pays the annual dividend of 5 rupees per a share. Then he sold all the shares at 45 rupees per share and invested the total amount of money that he earned by selling the shares to buy shares of Pathum and Company. Sithum and Company first and then Pathum and Company at 25 rupees per share. As the result of this investment, his income was increased by 8,800 than the previous income. Find the amount. Find the annual dividend for a share paid by Pathum and Company. So we'll write down the given information. So 4,000 shares and 5%, 5 rupees for 1 share. Then he sold shares for 45 rupees. Then in the next one, so this is Sithum and Company. Then in the other one, bought shares for 25 rupees. Then as the result investment, his income was increased. Income 8,800 plus the previous value. So that's what it given. So we have to do part by part. So first we have to find out the income from the dividends. Income from dividends in Sithum and Company. Sithum and Company. 5 rupees for 1 share and 4,000 shares are there. 20,000 rupees. That's the income from dividends. What's the amount he got after selling those shares? Amount from selling shares. So 1 share 45 rupees and 4,000. 1, 2, 3, 4 times 5, 20. 4 times 4, 16 plus 2, 16 plus 2, 18. So you get 180,000. Now it says buys with 25 rupees per share. So how many shares are there? You can divide by 25 and see how many shares are there. So we'll see how many shares, number of shares. For the other company, so Pathum and Company. So 180,000 divided by 25. You get 25 times 400. So another 3. 7. 175. Then you get 5 for 500. 25 times, here we'll do the division here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Divide by 25. This is 7. 175. You get 5 here. So 5,000 there. So 50, that's 2. And another 2 zeros. So 7,200 shares are there. So he bought 7,200 shares from the other company, Pathum and Company. Now, as a result of this investment, his income was increased by 8,800. So earlier income is 20,000. So what's the income now? Income, we'll write new income. New income is 20,000 plus 8,800. 28,800 rupees. That's the new income. And we want to find out the annual dividend for a share paid by Pathum and Company. So when you divide by number of shares, we can find out what's the value for a dividend for a share. So we can find out. Dividend for a share. Yes, this is the total income now. 28,800, and there are 7,200 shares. Divide. 2 zeros get cancelled out. So So when you multiply by 4, 72 times 4, you get 288. So that's 4 rupees. So one share, dividend of one share is 4 rupees. So that's what they want. Now we can give marks. So 10 marks. We can give each part 2 marks. So income from the dividends, we can give 2 marks for that. So this one, 2 marks. And we can give selling shares 2 marks. And then finding number of shares 2 marks. And new income 2 marks. And finally, to find out the number of dividends, you can get 2 marks there. Question number 5. There is a vertical building AB situated on a horizontal ground. A point X is situated on the ground 27 meters away from the bottom of the building. Also, the point X is observed from the top of the building B with an angle of depression 30 degrees and 20 seconds. Represent above data on a rough diagram, find the height, and you are getting another question. So this is a diagram and finding lengths. Angles are given. So we'll see how we can do that. So we'll do the first part. You need to draw a rough sketch. There is a vertical building. AB is situated on a horizontal ground. This is the horizontal ground. A point X is situated on the ground 27 meters away from the bottom A of the building. So A is there. 27 meters away. X point is there. Also, the point X is observed from the top of the building B with an angle of depression. So, angle of depression means which angle? To the horizontal line, this angle is given 30 degrees, 12 seconds. This angle. And that means this is horizontal, so this angle is 30 degrees and 12 seconds. So this is the diagram. Now we'll look at the next part. Find the height of the building AB to the nearest meter. So this one. We'll put X or something. So how you find out this one? Angle is given. To this angle, this is opposite. And this one is adjacent. What's the appropriate ratio? Opposite and adjacent? That's tan. Tan ratio we need to take. So tan of 30 degrees 12 seconds is equal to opposite over adjacent 27. So how you find out? X, the height of the building, you can multiply by 27. So X equals 27 times tan value. Tan of 30 degrees and 12 seconds. So you have to refer the tan tables. So this is the tan tables. Table, the first page. 30, 12. 30 degrees and 12. 12 means you have to add 2 from here. That's 8. Add 8. So you get 58, 20. So this is 12 and this is 8. 58, 20 multiplied by 27. So we'll do that. 5,820 multiplied by 27, and then we'll put 4 places, decimal places. 20 and 7. 2 times 8. 16. 2 times 5. 10 plus 1, 11. 7 times 0, 14. 1 remaining. 7 times 8, 56 plus 1, 57. 5 remaining. 7 times 5, 35 plus 5, 40. Now add it. And you have to keep 4 decimal places. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 15.714 something. And it says to the nearest meter. So to the nearest meter you need to round up, because 15.7 is there. So 16 meters is the answer. And the next part we'll see. A child walks a certain distance from the point X towards the building on a straight path and reached the point C. We'll say C is here. If CB, this one, is 20 meters. So this is given now 20 meters. Find the angle of elevation of B from C. So you need to identify this angle. So we'll put theta for that. So neglect the height of the child. So you can take from there. Now you have to think about this triangle. To this angle, we know the AB height now. So what's the height we got? 16 meters. We know to this angle, that's opposite, and this is the hypotenuse, because this is 90 degrees. So you can use opposite and hypotenuse. So katoa. So sine ratio. Sine theta equals 16 over 20. So you can divide by 4. That's 0.80. 0.8. So this, if you are referring the tables, 4 decimal places. Now find out the inverse of sine. So you have to refer where you get 0.8. So theta equals that angle. So where is 0.8000? This is the second page. 0.8004 is there here, and also 7986 is there. So you need another 14. Refer 14, that's 8. 5308. 5308. So that means 53 degrees and 8 seconds. So that's the angle of elevation. So 53 degrees and 8 seconds. Now we'll give marks for this question. So you get this diagram 3 marks. Into 20. All these you get 3 marks. And then this one you get 4 marks. So finding the ratio, appropriate ratio, and then using referring the table, everything, you get 4 marks for this part, and this one you get 3 marks. So 4, 3, 3. So 7 plus 3, 10 marks. Now you can do last question from part A, and this is part B, 7th question. So this is part B, first question. So you in part B also you get 6 questions. You have to select 5 questions from that. So the first question in part B, that's 7th question. So this is about number patterns. So you get arithmetic progression and geometric progression in this question. So we'll do step by step. First part, a certain self-employed produces fruit jam. Every day he produces 3 jam bottles greater than the number of jam bottles produced in the previous day. He produced 5 jam bottles in the first day. Write the number of jam bottles produced in the first 3 days in order. So here every day 3 increases. So here starting with 5. 5 plus 3, 8. 8 plus 3, 11. So these are the number of bottles produced in 3 days. Then second part, show that the number of jam bottles produced in 20 days is more than 20 times the number of jam bottles produced in the 10th day. So we'll find out 10th day how many bottles are there. So you have to use the nth term, a plus n minus 1 d. A is the first term, n is number of terms, and d is the common difference. So how you get the common difference? Any term minus the previous term. So according to this one, 5 is the first term. You need U10, 10th day. 10 minus 1, d is 3. So simplify, you get 9 times 3, 27. 27 plus 5, 32. So 32 bottles in the 10th day. Now we need to find out 20 days total number of bottles. That means the sum, S20 you need. So for that you need Sn formula. So what's the Sn formula? N over 2, and you know the first term and the common difference. So you have to use 2a plus n minus 1d formula. If you know the last term, you can use a plus l formula. Now substitute S20. N is 20, a is 5, 20 minus 1, 19 into d is 3. Simplify, you get 10 here. 10 times 2 times 5, 10 plus 3 times 19, 57. So 57 plus 10, 67 into 10, 670. Now we need to find out 20 times of the 10th day bottles. So we get 32 times 20. What's the value? 0. 2 times 2, 4, 2 times, so 640 bottles. Now you can compare these two. So when you compare those two, you can say 670 is more than 640. So what is 670 means? Total number of bottles for 20 days. That's greater than 20 times of 20 times of this is 640 of 10th day bottles. So we showed that this is more than this. So that's the second part. So this is part A and part B is next. So we can give marks now for this part. So 5, 8, 11. We can give 2 marks for that. And then this one, part 2, you can give 4 marks. finding this one, 2 marks, and 10th term 1 mark, and checking that this is more than this, 1 mark. So 6 marks for part A. Now we'll look at part B. Part B about geometric sequence. It's given the first 3 terms of a certain geometric progression are given below. P 1236. Find P. If this is geometric, the ratio, common ratio is the same. So how can you find out the common ratio? 36. Next term divided by the previous term. That's equal to 12 divided by P. You can take any term. So 12 times 3. So 3P equals 12. So what's P? You get 4. 12 divided by 3. So P equals 4. The sum of first n terms of the geometric progression is 13,120. Find n. So what's the formula to find out Sn for a geometric sequence? That's A, first term, and we use r to the power n minus 1 over r minus 1. That's the sum of n terms of a geometric sequence or progression. So sum is given this. So we need to find n, so we can cross multiply Sn into r minus 1 equals r to the power n minus 1 into a. Now I want to divide this by a. Now take 1 to this side. It's easy to take this value and simplify. Add 1 to that, you get, this is the equation. Now we can substitute the values and find out n. R we found out what's the ratio? This is R, common ratio. 3 we found, 36 divided by 12. So 3 to the power n is equal to Sn 13,120. A is first term, that's P 4. R minus 1. So R is 3. 3 minus 1, 2 plus 1. So 2 and 4, that's 2. Simplify, divide by 2. You have to divide this by 2. So you get 2 times 6, 12. For 11, 2 times 5, 10. And for 12, that's 6 plus 1. 6,561. That's 3 to the power n. We know that. What's 81 times 81? 81 times 81, 80 and 1. So what's 81 times 81? Add it. So you get the same thing. But we know 81 means 3 4 times. So 3 4 times here, 3 4 times here. That means altogether 3 to the power 8. Now we can find n. So same base, you can compare the powers. N equals 8. So that means the number of terms is 8. Now we'll give marks for this question. So we gave 6 marks for the previous one. So this is 4. So you can give 2 marks for this one and 2 marks for this. So altogether 10 marks for the whole question. Now you can try 8, 9, 10. So that's a construction one. So we'll do the construction one now. Using a straight edge with centimeter millimeter scale, a pair of compasses, and representing all construction lines, clearly do the following construction. So you can use only the ruler and the compass. So we'll try to sketch this diagram. Construct the triangle ABD such that, we'll sketch it, ABD such that AB equals AD, this one 5 centimeters, and BAD, this angle is 75. So how you construct 75-degree angle? 90 and 60. Subtraction, you get 30. Then bisecting 30, you get another 50. So that's how you can construct 75. So we'll construct it. We need the ruler and the compass. So first we'll draw a line. So I can draw a line first. I need 5 centimeter length. So I can mark a point and take the compass and measure 5 centimeter length. And I can mark the other point. That's 5 centimeter. So what's the point? I can take here this one, AB, AB. To A point, I have to construct 75 degrees. For that, I can take any length and draw the perpendicular line first, 90-degree angle. So I'll take this line and then this point, and I can increase the length and keep the compass on top of this and draw the perpendicular line first. Somewhere here and here. Keep the compass here and draw this line. So I can draw the 90-degree angle. So I don't need the continuous line. So this is not the actual line. So this is just to show this is 90 degrees. Then I can construct the 60-degree angle. So for that, you can take any length from A and you can mark a point here, another point in between, and here keep the compass on top of this with the same distance and draw the other arc. Now connect that, that's 60 degrees. Still we don't need that. So this is 60 degrees. Now you need to bisect the angle. You need 15. 60 plus 15 is 75. So bisect this angle. Take the compass and you can take any length. Here mark this point here, and keep the compass on top of those 2 points and draw the middle arcs here and here. So here I'll do it here again. Here I need to draw the full arc here. Now I get the 15-degree angle. Now this is the 75-degree line. That's what we need. So this full thing is 75 degrees. Now what we can do, now on this line the point D is there, but we know AD is also 5 centimeters. So 5 centimeter length. So we can take 5 centimeter length again and mark the point D on the AD line. So this point. So that's D point. Now connect with the ruler. That's B point here. So ABD triangle. AB is 5 centimeters. AB is 5 centimeter we took, and AD 5 centimeters. And angle is 75. So this is the construction. The point C is situated on the straight line drawn parallel to AD across B. So you need to draw a parallel line to AB and then mark the point C. So we can use the property of a parallelogram. So for that, you need to take the same distance. Now take the same distance as AB, that's 5 centimeters, and you can mark the other point. Keep the compass on top of D and you can draw an arc here. And here also, this AD length also 5 centimeters. So you keep on top of point B and draw the other arc. So that's also 5 centimeters. So the intersecting point and D you have to connect with a straight line. Connect this line, that's the parallel line. So this is the C point. So it says C is 5 centimeter, BC is 5 centimeters. That's why we took the same length. So here 5 centimeter, actually this is a parallelogram. So that's point C. So we have to mark point C. So that's these two parts. So you are getting marks, construction, you are getting 3 marks, and for this one you are getting 2 marks. 2 marks for the parallel line and 3 marks for the construction, altogether 5 marks. So I'll write here, you get 5 marks for this part. Third one, produce the side DB to E through B. So this one, and DC to F, and you have to construct the circle touching the sides FC, here CB and BE. So we have to draw the circle. For that, I need to first connect the points. So DC line I have to extend to F. So I'll put F here, then DB line I have to extend to E. And BC line I have to connect. So I'll connect this way also. Now we need to draw this circle touches BC, FC and BE. So what you have to do, can you remember when you want to touch these 3 sides, you have to draw the angle bisectors. So for that you need the compass. Take the compass and now we are trying to bisect the C angle. Take any distance, draw an arc here, an arc here, and then keep the compass here and draw the middle arc, and here keep the compass and draw the other arc, so that you draw the angle bisector. So you can connect this. That's the angle bisector, C angle. Then we'll construct the angle bisector for B. Take the compass and we'll bisect the B angle. So take any distance, draw an arc here, an arc here, and then keep the compass there, and you have to draw the middle angle somewhere here and keep the compass on top of this one and draw the other arc and find the intersecting point. So now we get the angle bisector B, this line. So this is the center. How can we find out the radius of the circle? So you need to draw a perpendicular line either to this side or this side to see the radius. For that, again you need the compass, and what you can do, you can draw the perpendicular line. So take any distance. From here, we'll draw two arcs to this line and draw the perpendicular line. So here, we'll take this distance and draw this arc and another arc here. So here, this point. Then you take the compass here and you need to find out. So here, from this side we can draw the arc. So we'll change the length. We'll draw an arc here, and from this point, this is the point we took from the previous part. So here, draw an arc. Now you can connect this point and this point with the ruler. So so when you draw that, that's a perpendicular line, and here to here is the radius of the circle. So because we drew the perpendicular line here. Now we can take the compass, keep on top of the center. This is the center, and you have to take this length. So this length is the radius of the circle. So now we can draw the circle. So it touches all these three lines. So we'll see. So here and here. So this is the circle touches BC, BE and CF line. So this is the center of the circle. Put O or something. It's not mentioned the center, so we can mark it like this. Which type of circle that you obtain in above? Part 4, in accordance to the triangle BCD. So this is BCD. This is outside, touches the three sides outside the triangle. So what you call that? Circumcircle. So you get circumcircle there. So how you draw the circumcircle? By drawing angle bisector. Circumcircle. Circumcircle. So you get 1 mark for identify circumcircle, and previous page how many marks we gave 5 marks. So this is for this diagram you are getting 4 marks. So drawing all the arcs and everything, drawing the circle, you get 4 marks there. Now we'll look at question number 9. In the parallelogram PQRS, the bisectors of QPS meets the diagonal QS at T, the side SR at U and QR at V. Prove that PQ is QV, PQ is QV. If QR is RV, show that PSU triangle is congruent to UVR triangle, and show that PTTU is 2:1 ratio, and answer these questions. So we'll try to do that. So the first part, prove that PQ is QV. So we know that this angle is equal to this angle. So how you prove that? In the parallelogram, these are parallel lines. This is parallel to this one. This line is parallel to this one. Already marked there. So when you take the triangle, can you see this angle? This one is same as this angle. Why? Alternate angles. Now we can see these two angles are the same. So this is an isosceles triangle. So you can straight away say PQ is equal to QV. So first thing you can do, you can say SPV angle is same as UVR angle. Why? Alternate angles. Alternate angles. Now you can think about PQV triangle. QPV is equal to QVP angle. And already given this one because that's a bisector. So that one also you can write QPV angle is same as SPV angle. So using this information, you can say these two angles are equal. So this is an isosceles triangle. PQ triangle is an isosceles triangle. So PQ is equal to, so therefore PQ is equal to QV because corresponding sides are equal. That's the first part. Second part, show that if QR is RV, QR is RV. So this length is given this length, RV. Show that PSU triangle is congruent to UVR. So we need to take this triangle and this triangle. These two triangle. Can you see this angle is equal to this angle? Opposite angles are equal. This length is equal to this length. In a parallelogram, opposite sides are equal. Then this length is equal to this length. Then what else? We can consider this angle is equal to this angle. Already we know. So two angles and one side. Angle, angle, side. Because of that, those two are congruent. So here we'll do that. So we have to write down PSU triangle and UVR triangle. So we can say PS is equal to VR because QR is equal to RV as well as QR is equal to PS. Then these two lengths are equal. This is because of parallelogram and the data given. So this is QR equals RV. This is given. This is opposite sides of a sides are equal of a parallelogram. That's the first one. Then angle, you already know SP from the first part. SPV is equal to UVR. That's alternate angles. We did that. And you can say PUS angle. PUS angle is equal to RUV. RUV angle. So that's opposite angles. So we can say two angles and one side. These two triangles are congruent. So we can say therefore PSU triangle is congruent to UVR triangle. What's the case? Angle, angle, side. Two angles and one side. So that's the second part. So according to this marking scheme, I can give 2 marks for the first part and 3 marks for the second part. Altogether 5 marks. Now we'll see the next part. So the next part, it says show that PT to TU is 2 to 1. So here to here is 2 to 1. So how can we do that? So now we know, we found out these two triangles are congruent from previous part. So the corresponding elements are equal. So we first take that one. PSU triangle is congruent to UVR triangle. So therefore we can say SU is UR. This length is equal to this length. Corresponding elements are equal. SU is equal to UR. Corresponding elements. And we know this is half. So this is the midpoint of that. And we know PQ, when you take SR and PQ, both are equal. Opposite sides are equal. So we can write SU, double of SU is same as PQ. So we'll keep that. Now, so this is, take first equation. So from the congruent triangles we get this. So 2 and 1 there, SU to PQ. Now we need to identify what about these two triangles. So here we need to see this triangle and this triangle, because we need PT to TU. So when you take these two triangles, we can find out the ratio. So if we can find out these two are equiangular triangles, then the ratio is the same. So we'll then check whether these are equiangular triangles. So we'll take STU triangle and PTQ triangle. We know this angle is equal to this angle. STU angle is same as PTQ angle, opposite angles. Then this is a parallelogram. This angle is equal to this angle, as well as this angle is equal to this angle, because alternate angles are equal. So we can write QPT angle is same as SUT angle, and other side UST angle is equal to PQT angle. These two are because of alternate angles. So equiangular, all angles are the same. Corresponding angles are the same. So therefore we can say STU triangle and PTQ triangles are equiangular. So if these are equiangular, the ratio between lengths are equal. So you can take now, because of equiangular, the corresponding ratio. So opposite to this angle is PT. Opposite to this angle is TU. So PT to TU, because of that, PT over TU is same as, so bigger triangle will take opposite to this length is PQ. PQ over SU. Ratios are the same because of equiangular triangle. Now from the previous part we found out PQ is 2SU. So substitute that. 2SU over SU is PT over TU. Can you see SU get cancelled out? You get PT to TU, here 2 to 1 ratio. Two to 1 ratio, 2 over 1. So we found out PT to TU. This one is 2 to 1. And the last part, show that the area of the triangle STU, this area is exactly 1 over 12 times the area of the parallelogram PQRS. So we'll do that part. Third part. So we need to find out the bigger triangle is 12 times of this. For that we'll just join these two. Now can you see, if you take this area is X, this area is X, smaller triangle, what is this one? Now when you take this one is 2 times bigger, because same height you get, this is 2:1 ratio we found before. So if this is 1 and with the same height, if this is 2, so this becomes 2x, because 2:1 ratio is there. So now all together, what is this one? PSU triangle is 3x, area is 3x. When you compare with this one, now we can write PSU area is same as PUR area. What's the reason? Same base, these two lengths are equal and the same height. So both areas are the same. So if this is 3x, this whole thing is 3x. Now what is this part? This is half of the parallelogram. So what is PSR area? PSR area is 3x and 3x altogether 6x. So if this is 6x, this part also 6x, because this is divided equally to two triangles. So all together, so what is PQRS area? PQRS area is 6x and 6x, 12x. Now we can find out the ratio. So what's the PQRS area? Is 12 times x. So what is x? STU area. STU area. Now when you take the ratio PQRS to STU is 12:1. Other way around, if this is STU to other way around, that's 1/12. So you can do, if it's STU over PQRS, this is 1/12. So 1/12 of that, the PQRS is STU area. So for the whole part, we are getting how many marks? Now before 5 marks, and here 2 marks to identify this and 3 marks for the proof. So 3 marks for this proof, that's the ratio, equiangular, and this is 2 marks, 1/12. So altogether 10 marks for this whole question. Now we'll look at the 10th question. Water is filled up to exactly half of the tank shaped like straight cylinder of interior base radius A meters. So that's a cylinder. This is A. Base radius is A and height is 3A. When a solid hemisphere of radius r meters is completely immersed in water of the above cylinder, the water level is raised up to spill level. according to the above data show that this is equal to this one. So it says half of the tank shape, so filled with water, half. So that means somewhere here. So 3A. So this is 1.5, 1.5. And filled with water there. This is water. Now, how can you find out this? It says when you immerse a hemisphere of radius r. So hemisphere, something like with radius r, the amount of water, it's immersed in water of the above cylinder. The water level is raised up to spill level. So that means up to here. That means this volume is same as the empty volume. When you put it there, so it goes up means this same volume and this volume is the same. So we can equate the two volumes. So what's the volume of this part? So this is a cylinder. Pi r squared h. So pi you can take 22 over 7. R, radius is a squared, and h is 1.5a. So we'll write as a fraction 3 over 2a. What's the volume of hemisphere? 4 over 3 pi r cube divided by 2, because this is a half of a sphere. So we'll plug it half. 4 over 3 pi is 22 over 7. Here the radius of the hemisphere is r. So r cube. Now we can equate the volumes. So we can say 22 over 7 a squared into 3 over 2a is same as half into 4 over 3 into pi r cube. Now cross out the common terms. Pi. What else? 2 is common. So then you can say r cube. We'll take r cube here and take all terms to this side. You get 3a cube this side, and when you multiply by this 3 and divide this by 4, you get this side 3 over 4. So 3 times 3, 9 over 4. So you get r cube is equal to 9 over 4 a cube. Now how we find out r? Cube root of that. When you take the cube root, you can get r. So 9 over 4 cube root. You can put 3 here, then a cube root is a. So the answer is a times cube root of 9 over 4. That's r. Then using a equals 0.031 and the logarithmic tables, find r correct to 2 decimal places. So we'll do that. So we have to use this equation. Now we'll write down the equation. We found r equals a cube root of 9 over 4. What's the a value? 0.031. And here, this is cube root. 9 to the power 1/3. And here, cube root, you can write 1/3. 4 to the power 1/3 is r. Now, we'll take log to refer the logarithmic table. What's log r? Taking log of this. 0.031, 9 to the power 1/3 and 4 to the power 1/3. So when you use laws of logarithms, multiplication becomes addition and division becomes subtraction. 0.031 plus 1/3, you can take it down, 1/3 log of 9 minus 1/3 of log of 4. Now we'll refer the table and find out the answer. 0.031. So when you write in standard notation, this is bar 2. Bar 2 and what's 310? 4914. 4914. Then 1/3 of log 9. 90. 9542. And minus 1/3 of log 4. 40. 6021. 0.6021. Now simplify. You have to divide. Bar 2.4914. 1/3 divided by 3. So you can write here 3 times 3, 9. 3 times 1, 3. For 24, that's 8. And 0 for 2. And for 20, that's 6. So you can write rounding and write down this is 1. Now add these two. So you get bar 2.8095. Now divide this by 3 and you have to subtract that value. Divide by 3. 0. 3 times 2, 6. 0. 3 times nothing and 3 times 7, 21. Now we'll subtract these two values. So how you subtract? Just 15 minus 7 is 8. This becomes 8. And here 0. 8 minus 2, 6. And bar 2 is there. Now you have to use the table for antilog. 60, 88. 60, 88. 85 is there. So 85 is there. 60, 88 we need. 85 is 46 and 3. 46, 3. So 46, 3. So this is bar 2 means 2 decimal places here. So from here 1, 2. So when you take antilog of bar 2.6088, you get 0.04063 value, and it says in the previous page, it says correct to 2 places of decimals. So you have to find out. Correct to 2 decimal places. So R is antilog. So what's the R value? 2 decimal places, that's 0.04. And what's the unit? We can check the units. It's given meters. All these in meters. So we can write down. This is 0.04 meters. That's the answer. Now we can give marks for this. So earlier we gave how many marks? So we didn't give marks for this one. So here, showing this, all these, you can give 5 marks. We'll see. This is writing down the volume. That's 1 mark. Writing down the volume of the hemisphere. That's 1 mark. Equating, 1 mark. And simplifying, 1 mark. 2, 3, 4, and the final answer, 1 mark. And the next one, we can give 5 marks for doing all these. First substitute the A value, and when you take logarithms, laws of logarithms, 1 mark, and then referring to the table, 1 mark, and simplification, 1 mark, and final, all these 1 mark up to here, and rounding the value, 1 mark. So altogether 5 marks there. So now you can try question number 11 and 12. We'll see what's in question number 11. The tangents drawn from the external point P to the circle with center O is PA and PB. Also the point of the contacts are A and B. Respectively, the point C lies on the circle such that AB is equal to BC. POC is a straight line. Show that BCO, we'll mark and see BCO, this angle plus OAB angle, this one is equal to APB, this angle. I'll put another one here, something like this, different angles. Addition of these two is this. So what are the informations given? What are the information given? AB equals BC. This length is equal to this length. And we know when you draw a tangent to a circle from outside point, the two tangents are equal. These two lengths are equal. Now we have to put some angles for that. We'll take a different color, red color, orange color we'll take. So we can mark the angles. Now this is the center, and we know these are radius. So this is radius, OB, OC, OA, all are radius. So if you put an angle M like that, so he will put A here. If this is A, this is also A. Angles are equal. And if you put something B here, this is also B. And we'll put this one as X. We need to find out a relationship between this and this. So we need to put another angle here. Can you see these two lengths are equal? We'll put M here. This is also then M. So the angles are equal. Now we'll see when you take APB triangle. This angle is equal to this angle because this is an isosceles triangle. Now look at carefully. When you take ACO triangle, what is this angle? This angle becomes B and B, 2B. So this is 2B. What is this angle? A and A, this is 2A. Because exterior angle is equal to sum of interior angles. Now we can find a relationship between these three angles. So what can you say about OAB triangle? OAB triangle, we can say 2B plus 2A plus 2M is 180. Sum of angles in a triangle is 180. So this is 180 degrees. So you can divide everything by 2 and write B plus A plus M equals 90 degrees. A relationship between B, A and M. Now we need to find out a relationship between X and these angles. So can you see this one? OB is the radius and this is the tangent. This is 90 degrees. This is also 90 degrees. OA is the radius and this is the tangent. These two angles are 90, 90, 180. So what's the other two angles then? When you take OA, OAPB quadrilateral, we know the sum of angles in a quadrilateral is 360. So these 280, so you can write down 2A plus 2B. This angle and X is equal to 180 degrees. And we can find out what is X. X is equal to 180 minus 2 times A plus B. So what's the relationship you are getting now? From 1 and 2. From 1, we can find A plus B is 90 minus M. So 180 to A plus B is 90 minus M. When you simplify, what you get? X is equal to 180 minus 180 plus 2M. So this get cancelled out. You get a relationship. X equals 2M. X and M. But we know M is equal to what? M is equal to this angle. So what we want, and here we can split 2M to X is M plus M. M is this angle. So what is M? This angle OAB, that we want, that angle OAB. OAB angle. And X is the other angle, APB angle. So we need to show that this M is equal to A angle. So how can we show that M and A both are equal? How can we show that? From the ACB triangle. So look at carefully when you take ACB triangle, these two lengths are given equal. AB equals BC. So that's an isosceles triangle. So that means A plus B angle is same as B plus M angle. Now, when you subtract B from both sides, you get A equals M. So that means from this one, you can say A is BCO triangle. So we can put, instead of M, that's A, that's same as BCO angle. So APB is OAB plus BCO. So that's what we need in the proof. So BCO angle plus OAB is APB. So you can show the proof like this, but before that it's better to label what is A, what is B and what is M. So label that and then show the proof. So for each step you get 1 mark and altogether 10 marks for the whole question. So the whole question you get 10 marks. So each step you will get 1 mark. So make sure that you label everything and step by step proceed up to this point. Now we'll look at the last question, 12th one. It's about Venn diagrams, and is it probability? No, just finding numbers. So this is about a Venn diagram. So we'll look at it separately. So we are getting a Venn diagram there. It says the information about the number of students in grade 11 who participated to the school house beat is represented in the following Venn diagram. The number of students who are wearing hats is 48. Wearing hats. So this is 48. The number of boys who are wearing hats is 18. Boys who are wearing hats is 18. That means inside is 18. Copy the above Venn diagram onto your answer script and represent above data in it and find the number of girls who are wearing hats. So girls who are wearing hat. Now if this is 48, this is 18, what is this part? 48 minus 18. 48 minus 18 is 30. So this is 30. So what it means there? Outside the boys' circle, that means girls wearing hats. So in this question they are asking number of girls who are wearing hats is 30. That's the first part. Then the total number of students in grade 11 staying in the ground is 73. So the whole thing is 73. The number of girls who are not wearing hats is 13. Girls not wearing hats means outside the two circles, that's 13. Hence find the number of boys who are not wearing hats. So that means boys not wearing hats means this part. How can we find out this part? So 73 minus 13 minus 18 minus 30, you can find out this part. So what's the answer? 73 minus, you have to add all these three parts. 13 plus 18 plus 30. So 73 minus, add these three, 8 plus 3, 11, 1 remaining. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 61. So what's the answer? You get 2 and 1. So 12. So 12 is here. So the answer for the last part, find the number of boys who are not wearing hats, that's 12. So for this question, we'll put marks before we move to the next one. So 1 mark for calculation here, 1 mark here, and for the diagram, 3 marks. So 3, 4, 5 marks here. So we'll move to the next part. So in this one, the number of students wearing white shoes is 21. Now another set is there. All the students who are wearing white shoes are wearing hats too. The number of girls who are wearing white shoes is 1/3 of the number of girls who are wearing hats. Represent subset indicating the number of students who are wearing white shoes on the above Venn diagram. Accordingly, find the number of boys who are wearing hats but not wearing white shoes. So we'll try to draw the diagram. So I'll draw the diagram. So first I can take this diagram. So this is what it was like this. This is boys and this is students wearing hats. Now it says the number of students wearing white shoes is 21 and all students who are wearing white shoes are wearing hats too. So that means the subset, it's a subset here. Something like that. This is the set wearing white shoes. So this is, I'll put S, wearing white shoes. So altogether how many? 21. So this is 21 wearing white shoes. And it says the number of girls who are wearing white shoes is 1/3 of the number of girls who are wearing hats. So how many girls wearing hats? 30. So 1/3 of that means 10. So 10 is here. So 10 is the number of girls who are wearing white shoes. So inside the circle S and outside this is this part. So this is 10. Now we found this is 10 and now they are asking represent subset and you are asked to find out the number of boys, that means this one, who are wearing hats. This one, but not wearing white shoes. So outside the S circle but inside the H. So you need this part. So how can we find out this part? Count and see. According to the information there, this whole thing is 18. And if this is 21 and this is 10, what is this part? 21 minus 10, that's 11. So this is 11. This whole part is 18 from this. So this part is this whole area, that's 18. So what is this shaded part? 18 minus 11. So the shaded part is number of boys who are wearing hats but not wearing equal to 18 minus 11, that's 7. So that's the final answer. So you are getting how many marks for this question? So we gave 5 marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So 5 marks for this part. So this is a main part. So 2 marks for this answer. 2 marks for this answer and 3 marks for this diagram, showing that the correct region and marking these areas. So that's 3 marks. So altogether 10 marks. So this is the last question in paper 2 part B. So we covered all the questions in the end of year exam 2018 Uva province. So practice that and we'll meet you in another session with another paper.